On the eve of the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal in the Islamic lunar calendar, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. His birth filled the universe with light and blessing for humanity. And we have sent you only as a mercy for the universe. The Prophet's verse 107 shows that God sent our beloved Prophet as a mercy for all mankind. That is why we must remain committed to his values and recommendations in order to find peace and tranquility in this troubled world. Tizi Ouzou, the cradle of Zawiyas and Quranic schools, hosts this year the official festivities of Mawlid al-Nabawi Sharif. Being more than a religious feast, the birth of the Prophet is a strong moment to be inspired by the life of the last Prophet and Messenger of God. Tizi Ouzou is one of the provinces which has the biggest number of mosques and zawiyas, and which remains profoundly attached to Islam, radiating the spirit of tolerance. This province gave birth to the greatest theologians and men of knowledge. On this occasion, the Religious Affairs Minister Yusuf Belmehdi presided over the award ceremony for teachers and learners of the Holy Quran. He also inaugurated a mosque in Bni Douala, south of the province, built in part with donations from benefactors.
As every year, the Islamic nation praises the love of the Messenger of God, Muhammad, may peace be upon him. A religious celebration was organized in the Zawiya or the Quranic school called Bilqaidiyya al-Habriya here in Algiers, in which the participants praised the biography of the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Like the Islamic world, we celebrate this enlightened and blessed night with reciting verses of the Holy Quran and praise the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. We meet here with joy and peace. I come from the USA and I hope to do it again every year. This celebration was an opportunity to return to the enlightened path taken by the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Recitation lessons are given to young students and all participants. We celebrate the Prophet's birthday by reciting the Burda and Hamzi poems of Imam al-Busayri, who narrates the biography of the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, in a spiritual atmosphere dear to the Algerians and Muslims. In this way, and in a special religious atmosphere, Algerians and the Islamic world celebrated Al-Mawlid al-Nabawi Sharif.
In the province of Tlemcen, the Zawiya or Quranic school of Sheikh Sidi Mohammed Farrah in Oulad Mimoun also celebrated the Prophet's birthday, with the program reaching messages calling for peace and sharing. Prayers and religious praise resound from the Zawiya. Celebrating the anniversary of his coming into the world, celebrating the birth of the Prophet, is a celebration of our souls, because our Prophet Muhammad was sent as a mercy to us and guided us from darkness to light. This event included readings from the Holy Quran, lessons and sermons. This is how the Prophet's birthday is celebrating in this area. The Sirah Nabawiyya remains that lantern which illuminates the path of the believers and guides them to the right path.
Communications Minister Ammar Belhimer said on Tuesday that the media are called upon to strengthen communication to renew their discourse in the digital age. The Minister of Communication highlighted at the opening of the Conference on Information in the Arab World, organized by the Arab States Broadcasting Union, that it is imperative today to keep up with the digital era in order to confront the hegemony of social networks. This media event will take place on the 22nd of October. It will be marked by the presence of the General Supervisor of the Palestinian Official Media, Ahmed Assaf, the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghit, as well as experts, professionals and academics from different member countries. The media must now develop in a climate imbued with freedom and dialogue and renew its discourse in the digital age to ensure its sustainability, especially when we see the hegemony of social networks and the great interest aroused within society. The media must also be in tune with digital technology and benefit from the advantages it offers, because the development of content and the acquisition of credibility and quality are assets which should enable the media to maintain its position and face the challenges of digital technology. The rapid development that our societies are experiencing requires us to be vigilant and to respond properly to the demands of this development from a media point of view. It also requires us to adopt efficient approaches and mechanisms to assess the usefulness and interest of our national policies and to renew the foundations of dialogue and discourse in a way that ensures the interest of all.
The Sahrawi activist Sultana Khaya has been under house arrest for 11 months in the occupied city of Boujdour, and she was also subjected to a new physical assault at the hands of Moroccan security forces, according to Sahrawi media. According to the same sources, Sultana Khaya and her sister Elwara are victims of another brutal attack, while their mother Minatou Mberik, 84 years old, was subjected to Moroccan repression. During the 320 days of house arrest, she has reported torture, including beatings of her and her sister. The Moroccan occupation forces also prevent visitors from entering her home.
The price of black gold reached on Tuesday more than $85 in London Stock Exchange, a level not reached since 2014. The Brent benchmark for the Algerian oil gained 0.84% when compared to the day before, a little over $85 in London. It must be said that since the beginning of 2021, oil prices have increased by 54%. This surge in prices is boosted by the recovery of global economy thanks to the anti-COVID vaccination and the lifting of the health restrictions, as well as the rise in price of gas. The resumption of air and road traffic supports the demand for fuel and also explains this increase in prices. According to Toufiq Hakkar, the CEO of Sonatrach company, the balance of crude oil prices have constituted an acceptable level for both suppliers that for consuming countries is in a range between $70 and $80. If prices go beyond this level, there will be decisions for the rebalancing between supply and demand in the market to return to an acceptable price level. Algeria, as an active member of OPEC, works with its allies to balance the market so that crude oil prices do not rise to levels that can encourage shale oil production, particularly in the United States, which would lead to an imbalance between supply and demand.